Hey, I have a second channel. Cube Comp MTDX.
Hey everybody, so here we are back again with this FSP 300 watt power supply. This is the one that sounded like an angry cicada a couple of videos back. In the previous video I fixed it. It was capacitors. So I changed out 6 capacitors on the secondary output stage and it's running nice and quiet now. I mean, you gotta get really close now to even hear it. You may hear a little bit of a squeal there, but that's actually, I'd say that's typically normal for switching power supplies to emit just a tad bit of noise, especially from the primary transistors. But it's not. It don't sound like a cicada. It's nice and quiet, and I'm sure some of y'all might be interested to see what the oscilloscope will read this time on the output. So I'd figure I'd take the opportunity to dig it out and let's have a go at it. So just set the camera up here to where it won't tip over. May have to zoom the camera in actually from a distance. So this computer there is running. It's really just supplying USB power to this oscilloscope because the battery apparently is not good. So that being said, let's go ahead and hook up our oscilloscope lead to the outputs of this unit. We're going to check the 3.3 volt rail first. And of course we do still have some noise there. And of course if I listen really carefully I can still hear some noise from the unit. So this is the 5 volt rail if I can get it to stay put. The 5 volt rail has really cleaned up a lot. Alright, let's probe the 12 volt rail. Now the capacitor on the 12 volt rail has not been altered. It's the same one that was in there previously because I simply do not have a replacement to fit it. The 12 volt rail, I know the 12 volt rail is definitely within spec. I can't remember the exact tolerance off the top of my head. But even if it ain't perfect, I will say it's a huge improvement over what it was. It does sound like there's still some noise on that plus 3.3, but it was it was much worse previously. I can just tell you that. Now let's check the 5 volt rail again. Yeah, the 5 volt rail is definitely improved. We're going to compare it with the plus 5 volt standby, which is its own separate 5 volt supply. It's generated by the Fairchild DM311 chip that's in this unit. You can see to me it looks pretty dang good. If this would stay put, the numbers would look better. But of course this scope lead does not want to stay put. It just simply does not want to stay put. So that's the plus 5 volt standby. Again, we'll probe a 5 volt connection again. It is definitely an improvement, for sure. The 3.3 volt though, it's just definitely is still some noise on that plus 3.3. So what I'll do is I'm gonna let's connect a load to it again. Now before I do that, let me check the voltage, the outputs. I want to see what the outputs are doing because I did not check the voltages when I was back porch testing it. Now, this right here does happen to have a digital multimeter built right in, so if my leads will fit on this, we'll just use this to read the outputs. That way we can just keep this right here, and I can just switch over to DMM. And we already are set to DC volts, so let's go ahead and check our outputs. I'm going to do the plus 12 volt rail first. That 12 volt rail is actually pretty high. Now, I'm not sure how accurate this meter is. 4.8 on the plus 5 volt rail. 3.33. There we are, 3.33. Alright, so the this meter is getting a solid 3.33 or 3.34. Yeah, it does seem like the 3.3 volt rail is a little, I don't know. I mean, it's one of the ones that got a fresh cap, so. And let's see if we got power good. And the thing about power supplies is they do need some load on them to work properly. Alright, so our power good is showing 4.8 volts, so yeah, the power good is high, so that's generally a good sign. That yeah, though, that 3.3 volt rail. Yeah, 3.34. But that 12 volt rail, it's a little high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the hard disk drive I used last time. Let's put some load on this thing. Just a little bit of load. Yeah, put a little bit of load on the 5 volt and 12 volt rails. Alright, so I'm going to check voltages again with some load. It's crazy, the 5 volt rail dropped down just a hair. Yeah, something definitely going on with this thing. It's yeah, the 12 volt rail is definitely out of spec. Getting up toward 13.4. And I do still hear a little bit of noise coming from it when there's no load on it. This thing's definitely not regulating really well. You see it drops down to 11.9, but then it comes up to 13.2. Let's hook a second hard drive in. I definitely hear some noise from the switchers. Okay, now that we have some additional load on here, it's back in spec, but that's still kind of alarming to me. So we have two hard drives running at once. Alright, so I'm going to leave those plugged in. Let's check our well, I can't get the scope lead to it. Let's just do a voltage check on the other rails. 4.99. or 5 exact from the plus 5. 3.34 still on the plus 3.3. Yeah, guys, I mean, in the last video I thought everything was all great. I mean, the thing was running nice and quiet. But, I mean, the new caps did help. I mean, I'm not sure how much it would help if I changed out that one capacitor on the 12 volt rail. It's a OST 3300 microfarad 16 volt. Didn't change it out because, well, I don't have I simply don't have any in stock, so yeah, it's the 12 volt rail. Alright, let's do a scope reading. The plus 3.3 is super clean now. There's the plus 5, and again we got 2 hard disk drives running right now. Yeah, so with some additional load on it, it's doing better. But the fact that the 12 volt rail has skyrocketed up to 13.4, that's not very good in my eyes. So it seems like when you have some load on the thing, it does seem to settle down, but we shed some load. Check it again. Now we're back to the single hard drive. Again at 13.4, I'm not much liking that at all. In my opinion, we definitely got some problems there. So let's switch back over to scope. It does look better. I mean, the signal has cleaned up drastically with some load, but yeah, guys. So, anyways, I will say this: the unit does have some trim pots in it, to where you can make adjustments to the various rails. I do want to say this is a group regulated unit, because when you load one of the rails down, everything else settles down. Just not so sure if I'm gonna put this back in service. I'm definitely gonna put it back in service with it putting 13.4, 13.8 volts on the 12 volt rail. So again, with no load, the 12 volt rail is 12.8. Yeah, the replacement capacitors did help quieten it down, but it's still not regulating very well. And the caps I used are mostly new. The 3300 microfarad 10 volt caps, the big ones I stuck in there, they're new, but I don't know how old they are. The remaining ones I purchased on Mauser back in 2020, so they're not terribly old by any means. But yeah, the thing is just not regulating very well. So that's why sometimes I think it's definitely it definitely pays to check everything really good before you return a unit to service. So anyways, what do you think? Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Well, everybody, that wraps it up for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video.
Also, don't forget to subscribe to Keep Your channel, and be sure to tick that bell so you'll get notified when new videos are posted. Also, don't forget I have a whole lot of other interesting videos here on the channel to check out. And also, in addition, I have a second channel, CubeCompMTDX, where I have all sorts of other videos not exactly related to technology. Links to the channels are available at the end of this video. Again, I thank you for your support and thanks for watching this video.